Hello there, Saber fans. Shamim here. I have something incredibly special to show off to you guys today. Y'all know that Star Wars is a massive part of my life because, I've been running this Star Wars lightsaber channel for the last few years. But what a lot of you may not know is that, more so than Star Wars even, Lord of the Rings is probably the biggest thing in my life. The biggest movie, book, series, sci-fi fantasy franchise thing. I love Lord of the Rings more than Star Wars, Harry Potter, Doctor Who, Battlestar Galactica, anything. Lord of the Rings is my jam. And I don't get to talk about it a lot on this channel because it's primarily a Star Wars lightsaber channel. But every now and then, and today is one of those times, I get a chance to do a little bit of a crossover and talk about the biggest love of my life, Lord of the Rings. I present to you a very special, one-of-a-kind lightsaber entitled Sauron's Wrath. This is a heavily customized Wrath saber from Vader's Vault. This is the first time I get to review a Vader's Vault lightsaber that I personally own. I got to do one with Jordan Mole over the summer, reviewing his Vader's Vault Acolyte together with him, but this is the first one that I get to review for myself. So I'm excited about that. That's cool. So the hilt itself came from Vader's Vault, and then sometime in June or so of 2016, a customer had purchased Vader's Vault Wrath and had sent it off to an acid etcher named Ryan Heller. You can find him on Facebook. I'll put a link below. To do some Lord of the Rings inspired acid etching. And it turned into sort of a Sauron inspired wrath. The idea being that this hilt is very reminiscent of the mace that Sauron wields in the prologue of the Fellowship of the Ring. And so when I saw the pictures of the empty hilt, I thought to myself, this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. It's a lightsaber. The lightsaber hilt itself is gorgeous, but then the acid etching on top of that, it's the perfect crossover. It was perfect. And I said to myself, I would love to have that, but it belonged to someone else. So I'm never going to have that. I'm never going to get the chance. And the Wrath sold out very quickly. It was sort of a limited run, as I understand it. They may do another run sometime in the future, but it was very hard to find. It was very rare, and it sold out very quickly. So I didn't hold out much hope of ever getting to have something like this in my own personal collection. Fast forward about half a year, and a couple of weeks ago, the individual who owned this saber had finished his install, but unfortunately had to put it up for sale for, I'm sure personal reasons or whatever. He had to put it up for sale. So I saw the sales listing, and I thought to myself, that's a very expensive saber, because he had installed it, plus it's a one-of-a-kind, it's custom acid etched, everything. And I thought, it's a very expensive saber. I can't afford that. I'm not going to do that. But then I thought, I really, really, really love that saber. I really, really do. There's nothing that has ever screamed by me more than this particular one-of-a-kind Wrath. And I said, if I just sell off one or two custom sabers that I own or that I can quickly make, I can afford this. So I said, I'll sacrifice two of my lightsabers for this gorgeous hilt. So I did. So I bought it, and I received it, and the moment that I bought the saber, I then spent the next 24 hours making a custom sound font for it, Dark Lord Sauron, which is now available on saberfont.com. And I made it specifically for this lightsaber. When I received it, I gutted the original internals. It was an RGB saber with a crystal shard 2.5, and I really wanted to try and squeeze a prism in there, along with a custom Rebel LED in amber, deep red, and white. So I managed to get the prism in there with an 18650 lithium-ion battery. We have the custom Tri-Rebel LED in there. I got a brand new bass speaker from Vader's Vault. Deanna was very kind and sent me a new chassis as well as the new speaker. So this baby is super loud and super snug and tight, and I'm just... I'm in love with it. Okay, so let's talk a little bit detail-wise about the saber. Starting at the top, I made a custom blade plug that has the One Ring as well as a Graph. So the Graflex blade plug is sort of the base, and then I mounted the One Ring on top of the blade plug. And there is the I'm sorry, my camera sucks, but there is the inscription of the One Ring around the entire thing. Moving down onto this upper grip, the entire One Ring poem is acid etched in Elvish. The Elvish script, it's all etched on here. So for those of you who don't know, it reads: 3 rings for the Elven kings under the sky, 7 for the seven for the dwarf lords in their halls of stone, 9 for mortal men doomed to die, 1 for the Dark Lord on his dark throne in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them, 1 ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. Alright, I'm going to skip over the switch for a bit. And then here is Sauron's face, his mask, from the prologue of Fellowship of the Ring, which is, when I saw this, I was like, yeah, I need that. And then on the opposite side is a fallen Tree of Gondor with the Eye of Sauron inside. So you have the 7 stars of the kings, but then you have the Eye of Sauron as if he had taken over Gondor and destroyed the realms of men. And then the pommel is phenomenal. So let's talk about this Switch. The original Switch that came with it when I purchased it off of the seller on Facebook was just a black AV Switch, 16mm. It was lit red. And I got in contact with Ryan Heller, the etcher who originally did the hilt, and I said, what would it take, or is it even possible, to do a custom Switch in brass that is lit, but that has the One Ring poem inscribed around the I'm sorry, my camera sucks, but that has the One Ring inscription around the edge of the bezel? And he was like, whoa, I don't know if I can do that, but let's try it. So he bought a couple switches, and he spent a good many hours, a couple days working on trying to get this to work. I'll put a link below to some high quality photographs that you can see all the details on this hilt. I'll put the link below, so check out the link. Because you really got to see this guy's work in person, or in high quality. But it's exquisite what he did. So he managed to do it, and then so the ring is lit orange, and then I painted the inside cap to match the rest of the hilt. So it looks as if the One Ring is infused into the hilt. I love this. Okay, so let's get her fired up. Enough talking.
The ring has awoken. It's heard its master's call.
All right, so that's cool. So it's deep red, amber, white. So there's a couple different color profiles that I mixed with that. The first one is both deep red and amber at full blast with a little bit of white for the flash on clash. The switch is set up as an accent LED, and then the oscillation is set at 30 in the LED config file. So that's what gives it its very intense flickering. sort of a seizure switch. And then there's a lot of unstable flickering on the blade. It's gorgeous, the One Ring. And then you have the One Ring theme woven into the hum. For those of you who purchased the sound font, there is an alternate hum that does not have the music. If you don't want that music, there is a version of the hum that you can just have, that's just the hum without the music, so that's cool. The main reason I wanted the Prism instead of the Crystal Shard is the Crystal Shard only has one blaster sound file. And there were 4 quotes from Sauron that I wanted to have, not just one. So the Prism supports 4 blaster sounds, and the blaster sounds are Sauron's quotes, and then the lockup is Sauron's theme music. So there's your auxiliary switch back here. So there's 2 quotes in Black Speech and 2 quotes in English. And the blade does flicker when you do that. Which is pretty cool. Let's switch to... So this is just Deep Red. This is just Amber. The Amber looks really nice. But then what was surprisingly really cool is White. White looks phenomenal on this hilt. I was not expecting that. And then there's a different kind of mixture, and a third kind of mixture, a little bit more amber. And then back to the original mix of both Deep Red and Amber at full power. Let's put a blade in there. So there's your blade plug. Bloop. Where did the retention screw go? There you are. Beautiful. Deep Red, Amber, White, and then a mixture, more orange mixture, and then back to the original. I put the Sauron, the Dark Lord Sauron font on here one more time with a different boot up sound. I found a YouTube recording of Christopher Lee, God rest his soul, reading the One Ring poem. So that's what we have here.
One ring to rule them all.
So this hum does not have the music, it's just the hum itself. There you have it, guys. Sauron's Wrath. This is the pride and joy of my collection. I am in love with every aspect of this hilt. Major thanks to Ryan Heller for the etching. Major thanks for Britton Woolley for putting it up for sale and allowing me to purchase this hilt. Props to Vader's Vault for designing the Wrath to begin with. And then as well to Deanna for supplying me with the new chassis and the new speaker. It's much, much, much louder now, and I'm so happy with it. Thank you all so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.